Hey there folks, I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video. We are looking tonight at a beer from the Sam Adams taproom. This is Resolve. It's 1 pint, 16 ounces. Join all of us at resolveukrainebeer.com. Okay, this is a kellerbier lager. 100% of the proceeds are being donated to the World Central Kitchen, WCK.org. It says here, an open source collaboration beer to recognize the resolve of the Ukrainian people and their fight for freedom. Proceeds to benefit non-profit organizations providing aid to the humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. Okay, look, folks, you can look at the history of Ukraine, you can look at the history of Russia, and you can compare the two governments. And you can make all the arguments you want for or against this whole war. But we're talking about humanitarian organizations that are here for the Ukrainian people. Throw the politics out. It's all about humanitarian aid for the people. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to say this. If you want to be... like I said, just focus on the people. Humanitarian efforts for people are never a bad thing. Not necessarily talking about governments or organizations. We're talking about people. Anyway, the Boston Beer Company, the makers of Sam Adams, Dogfish Head, Twisted Tea, Truly, Angel City, and Coney Island. Okay. It's just different companies being mentioned in this effort. So, looking at Resolve beer for Ukraine. Sorry, I'm just looking for more info. It's a kellerbier lager at 4.8% ABV. And honestly, politics and all that other shit aside, this channel exists to talk about the beer itself. So, but anytime I review something that has a profit sharing or, charitable goal, I do mention the organizations involved, etc. Holy shit. That is a very cloudy, nice, coppery, orangish coppery beer. I kind of like this ring of bubbles that's forming here around the midway through the glass, but there's tons of bubbles coming up from that nucleation point at the bottom, all over the place. Several streams. They're just not quite resolving into a cohesive head up here, but also where it turns to a darker shade of copper, the beer also looks like it's getting thicker and hazier. So it's got an interesting look to it. General beery aroma. Maybe a little bit of a hoppy bitterness, but a citrusy, slightly citrusy character in the aroma as well. It's got a nice medium light mouthfeel. I'm going to say medium. Say medium mouthfeel. Medium mouthfeel with a crisp, refreshing finish. A decent maltiness to it. hints of sweetness yet smokiness. It's got a distinctly earthy hop character, which for me is interesting because I'm mostly keyed towards citrus and pine. I know folks who watch these videos all the time, you're sick of hearing it, but I always mention it just in case you're a first-time viewer. But I'm getting a distinctly earthy hop character from it. Maybe some hints of roasty, smoky, and nutty. And that would be more towards the malt, but it's got character reminiscent of darker, heavier beers than the mouthfeel and the appearance would imply. I mean, is it wrong to say that it's got some metallic yet smoky? I want to say it tastes like gunpowder and metal. But, you know, given the situation in Ukraine, anyway, for me it tastes like gunpowder and metal. It tastes like a freshly exploded Russian tank. I'm just gonna fucking flat out say it. There it is. So. Metallic, smoky, and slightly sulfurous flavor, but distinct malt character. Right? The malt character, it's got a hint of sweetness, a nice grainy body to it, but a slightly smoky character. And then the hop profile. Not that there's a lot of hoppy bitterness to it, but it does tend towards earthiness with a metallic tang, and yeah, there it is. It's delicious. Smooth, well-rounded. It's a good beer. I'm going to hit this with a 4 out of 5. For me, there's not a lot of beers out there that have that smoky character. Pardon. Combined with a decent hoppy bitterness. But again, I'm more keyed towards citrus and pine. So when I pick up on anything like earthy or grassy notes, especially earthy notes with a distinctly metallic tang to them, excuse me, that's got my attention. So here we go. The belches are trying to force their way to the top, and I'm trying to quell them. But yeah, it's a good beer. It's well put together, and that's where I'm at on that. Definitely have nothing bad to say about it. Anyway, that's just my opinion in terms of beer taste entirely. Yes, I know I made some political statements at the beginning here, but in terms of the beer itself, we're only dealing with that. Hit me up down below in the comments or the email link. Love to hear what you have to say about this beer. In terms of taste, let's not get into fucking politics. Not that that many people pay attention to my channel, honestly, but you know. You know what? Fuck it. Discuss the politics. It might actually drive up my viewership and subscription rate. Anyway, the beer itself is good. And I'm just going to reiterate that fuck your personal politics. Humanitarian relief is never a bad thing because it takes care of the people, not the government and not the military. Anyway. Till next time, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Cheers.